Hello, everyone. This is going to you, ladies and gentlemen, business owners, my fellow citizens. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We are going to be talking about the Boeing Starliner. I knew before it went up, I think we did a couple videos concerning the quality problems with Boeing. The quality problems are simple. They hide behind an ANSI-ANAB accredited certificate, just like you, ladies and gentlemen, do. Doesn't matter what registrar you have. TUV, BVQI, BSI, Intertech, Perry Johnson, whatever it takes. And I know you might get upset, registrars, but when you have ANSI-ANAB, you're going to fail. Especially you look at BSI. BSI has a tendency to sit on the board. They took that down because I've exposed that. They're like rats running because the light of truth is upon them. But on their management committee, their webpage, you had Boeing on board that could grant suspend and withdraw certification. You have BSI on board. You have Cargill Beef on board there, and they took it down. But I have the webpage. It's up on TikTok. It's in different presentations that I sent the Ethiopian and Indonesian attorneys, which I find to be very, how should we say, not suited to judge the law or watch over those poor families who are the survivors of their relatives going down on those ships because of poor quality. We have the defined data. The problem is that like the attorneys, the news media doesn't want out the truth either. Like when Boeing was made an FAA regulator in 2009, that means they didn't have to tell anyone, not even the pilots, the airline CEOs, no one about the implementation of MCAS. And you have Robert Kelly Oberg, who brings 248 souls that are in his own soul, who are dead because of the MCAS system. That to me is atrocious, and the worst is yet to come. If they do not pick Daryl Guberman, I'm telling you, if they do not pick me as the spearhead to quality, to assist Mr. Oprah get rid of his 248 ghosts, then I will say this. Those of you who fly, good luck. For 22 years, Boeing gave up special processes to a piece of paper that they assisted, I'm sure, designing and develop for Performance Review Institute, for heat treat, welding, special processes like non-destructive testing, penetrant inspection, etc. And then they come along with a supplier bulletin just 2 months after they came out with the supplier bulletin for special processes. And it states that if you are ANSI-ANAB accredited, as long as you're AS9100 certified, we're all set. Just send us a certificate, send us your parts, we're good to go. Boeing didn't need to send out any inspectors. During Dennis Muhlenberg's term of duty, there were over 900 people out of inspection that were taken. They said they were moved around. Who knows? Nobody knows. But we will say this. Boeing on their supplier portal calls out ANSI-ANAB or international equivalent. By the way, Boeing management, I have those web links. I have actual photographs, web pages, took pictures of. So you can try to disassociate yourself from ANSI-ANAB, make the verbiage sound different, but we have what you don't, the truth. I'm a shareholder, ladies and gentlemen, of Boeing. I'm a shareholder, and for those of you who are shareholders of Boeing, please stop purchasing them until they get their act together. Until you hear that Daryl Guberman has stepped foot in Renton, Washington, and made headway with the entire company, then and only then would you feel a little bit more secure jumping on that plane. Because remember this, for 22 years they gave up inspection to a piece of paper that they sit on the board, that they ANSI-ANAB took that web page off, but we have it. Since March, we took a picture of it with the date stamp. So yes, Boeing can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. You have the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, who is a customer of ANSI-ANAB. ANSI-ANAB, the accreditation body of Boeing. Guess who sits on there? NASA does. Who are they accredited by? Who else? ANSI-ANAB. Unbelievable. NASA is a failure because of that accreditation. NASA is a failure. Look, they put men on the moon in 1969 with a freaking slide rule. We have the most sophisticated computer systems in the world, and we can't make things right. The Mars lander, they crashed 10 of those landers at $100 million a copy before they landed the last one, which is now the rover going around. But look at it. We have the most sophisticated computer systems, and what is going on here? And they hide behind, not we, but they hide behind an ANSI-ANAB certificate. Why? Because who uses ANSI-ANAB for customer? The DHS is not only a member of ANSI-ANAB, right over by Boeing, but the DHS also has an employee, Phil Matheson, who's getting $262,000 tax-free because of it's a royalty payment / various, okay? And he's representing DHS on Boeing's board. That Richard Blumenthal was trying to crucify in his subcommittee meeting, which he can't do. He's basically representing DHS, which DHS is a member of ANSI-ANAB, and ANSI-ANAB is the accreditation body of Boeing. Do you see something wrong with this? You have that. You have the DOJ who does the same. Hey, attorneys for the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air, get your act together. You haven't done your research. What type of people you have working for you? Are you ANSI-ANAB accredited as well because the American Bar Association deals with them? Unbelievable. The spacecraft that Boeing manufactured that's stuck in space, I already knew the quality wasn't good. You can see in telltale signs. When Boeing was made an FAA regulator in 2009, and from 2009 to 2019, 10 years, they had carte blanche. They were rolling. People were getting... Look at Dennis Muhlenberg. He got $60 million. You get the accountant over there, David Calhoun. He's making $45 million. It pays to failure. It pays to fail. Do you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? And I know what a lot of you say, well, Daryl, it happens. No, it doesn't happen. Not on my watch. The sadness is the new guy that they picked will never turn Boeing around because he has 248 souls attached to him. The only way that he will be able to be successful is to get me on board. Yes, I put a lot of stock in what I can do for that company. He, on the other hand, you cannot put stock in because I will tell you, during the term of his service as CEO for Collins Aerospace, he was the CEO during the time of development, manufacture, and implementation of the MCAS system. Those 248 souls are in his back, not on even Dennis Muhlenberg or David Calhoun. Those people are guilty of not being on board there. For 20 years, those CEOs never got there. Maybe once or twice a year they'd come in and visit, like when I had my manager, when I was in composites. The guy would come in once a year, shake my hand and say it was a wonderful thing. It is absolutely deplorable. I'm going to leave it here. This is Daryl Guberman, 203-556-1493, or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. Yes, the ship that Boeing made for aerospace is not good. You've seen it. The aircraft that they're making has issues. 777 structural cracks, 787. That's why I was there as well to support Sam Salipar April 17th. Okay, because he said that design issues with 777, 787 is going to bite Boeing in the ass. We ain't seen nothing yet. I've told you before. If Boeing doesn't pick Daryl Guberman, may God have mercy on those who go down on the next crash. I can almost guarantee it.